Have you ever been in a situation where you received an unexpected email that seemed legitimate, but something didn't seem quite right? Perhaps you're asked to click a link so you can log into your account to confirm your identity, but the request felt arbitrary. This happens to a lot of us, and it can be very confusing to know exactly what to do. Imagine that you're checking your email, and you see a message from one of your usual vendors. The email asks you to click on a link, but you notice that something doesn't seem quite right. The tone of the email doesn't sound like others you've received from this vendor. The wording makes the request seem very urgent, and there are some uncharacteristic misspellings in it. Do you choose not to click on the link, knowing that you may be missing some important information? Or do you click on it, even though it looks a little suspicious, and risk opening up your computer and our network to security risks? The good news is that by the end of this brief video, you'll have the tools to confidently make the best choice in these situations. You'll make the right choice for both yourself and for our organization, and you'll feel a whole lot better knowing that you did the right thing. This scenario describes what might be an instance of phishing. The first step in avoiding phishing is to understand what it is. Phishing occurs when criminals impersonate someone to try to get access to your personal information or data on the network where you are working. For example, they may try to trick you into clicking a deceptive link, opening a malicious attachment that contains code designed to steal or destroy data, or visiting a fraudulent or imposter website where you're asked to share sensitive information. Phishing may be done by email, instant messaging, social media, or by phone. And when it's done successfully, the results can be catastrophic for both you as an individual and for our organization. The next step is to be able to quickly identify instances of phishing. Identifying a phishing message often starts with trusting your first instinct. If something about an email or text message feels suspicious, that's a clear sign that you should look closely at it before engaging with it. Here are some things to look for. First of all, look at the tone and language used in the message. Does it match the tone and language you usually find in an email from that sender? Or is there something strange about it? Also, check the sender's email address very carefully. Someone engaged in phishing will often spoof a sender's email address by sending from an address that is nearly identical to the legitimate one. A phishing email will almost always contain an urgent call to action, like in the example earlier. Criminals are hoping that the fear of dire consequences will outweigh critical thinking just long enough for you to click on a link. Examples would include a message that appears to be from your bank claiming that you must act right away or else your account will be frozen. Or a message appearing to be from a vendor we do business with saying that services will be terminated for non-payment. Once you know how to identify instances of phishing, the final step is to know what to do. First, these suspicious emails almost always contain links, and you should never click on them. The link may look like it goes to a vendor's portal or to your bank's website, but it will actually take you to an imposter site. Smartphone users are particularly at risk due to small screen sizes where it's harder to check out the real destination. Next, delete any email or text message that asks you to confirm or provide personal information. Don't call phone numbers provided in these messages, and never open attachments or download files from such messages. If you are uncertain about whether an email is an instance of phishing, one simple solution is to reach out to the supposed sender to validate that the email is legitimate before taking any requested action. But if that's not possible, contact our IT department for guidance. Whatever you do, don't forward on the email to anyone else without specific instruction to do so from IT. If you think that you may have inadvertently given a criminal access to your computer or to our network because you clicked on a suspicious link, do not keep it to yourself. Such situations could compromise our network and our data, and must be reported without delay. A failure to report such a breach could result in severe consequences. Going back to the situation where you receive the email appearing to be from a vendor, it's probably pretty clear by now that you should stop and look carefully at it before clicking on any link. If any of the indications of phishing are present, such as a spoofed email address, delete the email right away. Handling a phishing email correctly is not difficult, but doing so will protect both you and the organization from potentially severe harm. Now, don't you feel better already? If you have any questions about phishing or any other information security issues, contact our IT department or compliance office. We're here to help.